This is Module 2, Lesson 15, Long Division again. So we're going to start by doing our division. We're going to set it up. So we have to remember that the first number goes in the house, and our second number is what the number we are dividing by. The number in the house is called the dividend. The number on the outside is called the divisor. So as much as we know that 17 can't go into 5 and we would prefer to start with 59, we're going to go step by step, number by number. So I say, can 17 go into 5? The answer is no, so I put a 0 on the top. Then I multiply 0 times 17, which is 0. Now I subtract, and then I bring down. Once I bring a number down, I remember that I have to start the whole cycle again. So now I say, how many times can 17 go into 59? And I end up with 51. If I can't figure it out, I can do math on the side. Like if I thought that 17 times 2, I could see that that was 34. It didn't work. If I think 17 times 3, then I can try it. 51 is close to 59. So then I subtract. And I can't forget I have to bring down another number. So now I want to know how many times can 17 go into 80. If I think it's 3 again, then I can do the 3 and I can multiply. And now I subtract and I get 29. Since this number down here is bigger than my divisor, I know that it can go in more times. So I have to then erase that and I have to continue to multiply till I find something that gets even closer. So I'm going to try on the side 17 times 4. And when I do that, I get 68, and I think 68 is closer, so I'm going to put that 4 up there. And now I'm going to subtract, and I get 12. 12 is smaller than the 17 in the divisor, so I know my remainder is then 12, and I have to make sure I write the remainder at the top and don't forget about it. So now I'm going to go on the side over here, and I'm going to check by doing 34, which is the quotient, times 17. Now I'm going to take that 578 and I'm going to add in the 12 that I had on the side there. And 590 matches the 590. So my answer is correct. I'm going to skip the problem on the right and I'm going to go to the next set of problems. And now I'm going to look at 41 going into 839. So once again, I ask myself, how many times can 41 go into 8? It's 0. Bring down my 3. How many times can 41 go into 83? I think it's probably 2. That looks correct. Subtract and then bring down. And this is where it gets confusing for some people. So how many times can 41 go into 19? Because I did bring a number down. Well, it goes in 0 times, so I put a 0 up there. And I subtract. There's no numbers to bring down, so I now know that that is my remainder. Now I'm going to do a check on the side. I take my quotient and multiply it times my divisor. And then I add my product and my remainder. And I get my dividends, so I am correct. We'll try one more. This time we have 52 going into 4,289. So once again, we ask ourselves, how many times can 52 go into 4? It's 0. Now, how many times can 52 go into 42? 0 again. Now, how many times can 52 go into 428? If I'm confused, I can go on the side, and I think that maybe it's going to be 7, so I'm going to try that. I'm not sure if that's enough, so I'm going to now try 52 times 8. 416 seems a lot closer than 364, so I'm going to write 8 up here. I already did the multiplication. And now I bring down my next number, and I have to see, I think 52 will go into 129 2 times. and I get 82 remainder 15. And just like before, I have to make sure that I check. So I do 82 times 52. And now I take 4,264 and I add 15 and I get 4,279. So something's wrong. So now I want to go back and check my multiplication first. And something seems off, so I have to see where I am off. Am I off in my answer or am I off in my multiplication? So I did 82 times 52, so 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 8 is 16, I put my 0, and then 5 times 2 is 0, carry the 1, I have 41. So now I add this up, I get 4,264, and then I add up and I get 4,279, something's off. So now I'm going to go back to my division and see what I did wrong in my division, if I did anything wrong. So I say 8 times 52, we had said was 416, and when we subtracted that, we got 12. And then when we did 2 times 52, we got 114. And that might be where our mistake is, so let's check it over here. 52 times 2, it should have been 104. So now I was able to catch my mistake as I checked with my multiplication, and I know that my remainder should have been 25 instead of 15. So now I go back here and I check my work here, and that actually, oh, we're going to rewrite it to make it neater. And I notice that my answer does work out this time. So that's the reason that we check. And when we check, we also want to make sure that our check is correct, because sometimes that is where our error is. So that was lesson 15 for Module 2.